Yo, what's up, champions fam? It's the bad guy, a WWE champion, Zeke 4-0, back with a brand new video. I aim to make this short, sweet, and brief, so allow me to get right to the point. When it comes to WWE champions, there are a lot of personal milestones to be obtained and to surpass when you look at in-game, right? I mean, the first 100K for your overall roster talent, hitting 500K, ascending to a million. I was blessed with the opportunity of surpassing 11 mil just recently. I just got over the 11.5 million milestone for my roster and my personal development on my account. But there's also other pivotal moments in the game that are going to be precious to you depending on where you came from, how you started, how far you've come along, depending on the span of time that you've upgraded, right? There's always going to be something pivotal and important to you. Certain superstars that you recruit, certain moments that you show your worth, right? I know for me, multiple times over, being in a faction and making it into the top 100. No matter the faction fam that I was with, no matter whether it was me being the leader, me being a co-leader, enforcer, didn't matter. The aim always was, when it came to faction feud, break into the top 100. And when you got people that are motivated, like-minded people from all different walks of life coming together and grind it out, I'm telling you, you see who's got it, you see who folds, you see who's in the trenches with you. A lot of beautiful relationships can come from certain moments like that. Let alone, if you're someone who likes to achieve faction or individual contest leaderboard rewards. Something that's always going to be keeping you motivated because you're gaining resources for yourself or you're playing your part to help your faction fam get to where they need to be. Nonetheless, there's also moments with certain superstars. I remember when I picked up original Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, Modern Era Striker, and I couldn't fathom it. It just came out of nowhere, 5-star silver pull, and lo and behold, I started doing the intro music because it was a character that was so good in my eyes with the style of play that I prefer for my account that I knew that if I ever got him, it would be a quality of life pick. But if not, I was blessed with other great strikers, but picking him up changed the game for me. Picking up AJ Styles, Modern Era Acrobat back in the day, meant the world to me. Bray Wyatt Striker, Eater of Worlds. Now Modern Era Striker Xavier Woods, Black MP trainer. That was a guy that when I got him, I did everything I could to get him up to 3-star gold immediately because I knew how devastating he was going to be in all formats of content. Rest in paradise, my boy. But we had something real crazy happen today because this was a character where there's always going to be a wrestler, agree or disagree, and let's talk about it in the comments below, those that feel like chopping it up. There's always going to be certain characters that when you pull them, doesn't matter how many versions of them, variants of them, right? There's always going to be certain characters that are going to be a timestamp in your gaming career in WWE Champions. So, obviously when you start out the game way back in the day, right, you were able to pick up Showboat John Cena, you were able to pick up Showboat Rock, you picked up Powerhouse Roman Reigns. Now, to some people that might not mean nothing, but hey, that was basically like your Pokemon moment. They didn't let you choose, but you got your 3 so you can get the ball rolling, right? But then you go and maybe you're someone who does the MLCs, the MLEs. You go through what you need to do and you pick up a very good free-to-play character that changed the game for you, especially if you're not spending disposable income. Or maybe you're someone who doesn't invest disposable income, whether it be a dolphin or a whale, and you pick up someone that you least expected or the person that you were seeking out when you went in for the pulls, right? And they change your account for the better, whether they're your heavy hitter, quality of life content clearer, or they're someone that's crucial to your entourage build. There's always going to be someone that you pick up and you're going to be like, I needed that. When I got Showboat Matt Hardy back in the day, oblivious to his +2 multiplied strength increase trainer ability, I was just happy to get him. But next thing you know, that was a quality of life pickup for my entourage that has helped me to this day. And even going in all in, investing in the UCC to pick up Sensational Sherry. I'm going to remember that because I missed out on Leonardo Seth Rollins, but I was able to get Sensational Sherry, and that's what I needed the UCC for. there's always going to be a story with every champion that you get. Some are going to be great. Some are going to be like, why do I keep on pulling you over and over and over? But they all serve the purpose. This video is supposed to be short, so I'm going to do my best because I'm already over 5 minutes. But the reason I'm doing this video is because this is a video dedicated to my dad, to my father. Back in the day, way back in the day, before I was the bad guy, right? I was just a normal little kid, and I got into wrestling. I will tell you all, like I said, I watched UPN 24 on a little box TV in my bedroom, and it was at the end of the bed, had the antenna, you know, aluminum foil on it, right? Better reception. If you know, you know. Had to beat on the side of it. I don't know why we all did that. Beat on it a little bit. Beat on the side of the TV to get it working, right? That's what it's going to do. But perfect timing. My dad, when I was watching UPN 24, first episode of, man, I'm getting so caught up. My screen keep going out on me. I saw the first episode of SmackDown. I kept seeing the build up to it, seeing the little, vignettes, the commercials for it, because SmackDown was coming to UPN 24, local television. And I fell in love with The Rock. That was the guy, found out about The Rock. Never seen Monday Night Raw. Only saw the tidbits that they would do with the promos in the show to let me know what happened on Monday. That was the only way I found out. Same thing about pay-per-views. Didn't know what happened until Thursday night for the SmackDown before it went to Fridays, right? So my dad noticed this, and when you're young, your parents are your heroes. My dad was my hero. He taught me how to hunt, taught me how to fight, taught me how to fish. He let me come to work with him on the farm. He instilled a lot into me. Wasn't the best parent, but who is, right? But we had a moment with wrestling because he saw how much I would go in and watch it. He would sit there and watch it with me, hear The Rock talk his trash, Triple H and D-Generation X getting into it, Undertaker, Kurt Angle. Man, saw so many greats back then and just got to kick it with my dad. That was like a moment in time where he got off of work and he would still be up and we would chill and watch that and go to sleep and get up to go to school the next day. He'd be off to work. So the thing about this video is I hit a milestone today that means a lot because of the significance for my father. I finally hit 570 superstars. Now, obviously, we're way over 600 superstars now, so it's cool. Kudos to the whales. Thank you for keeping the lights on. Shout out to Scopely being Scopely, right? Gotcha is going to gotcha. But 570. I can't even remember who my 270th superstar is. Literally, don't have that many screenshots in the chamber. But I want to say it again. 570 is going to be a pivotal moment for me and important to me because of my dad. Because back in the day when we would watch it, he would tell me about the old school wrestling that I knew nothing about. The Legend era that we're all aware of now. He told me about Macho Man. He would imitate Macho Man. Loved him some Randy Savage. Talked about Hulk Hogan. Talked about Ultimate Warrior running down, going to the ring just to be gassed out. But people liked it. He was the one that would tell me the stories about Andre the Giant. But there was one wrestler in particular that my dad, just when he put this person out to me about how this character looked and how they behaved, he would just, it was like that was his moment. Like to some people, it was like my brother. Back in the day, I pulled Junkyard Dog and got him up like at 5-star gold. I went all in for my brother because he loved Junkyard Dog. But there was another individual that I did not know about, and the only way I knew about this person was because of my dad. Because when my dad would talk about wrestling, he would say like, oh yeah, superstar Billy Graham, these guys, they had these looks that would stand out to you. So if you were a little kid, you're going to remember that person. And back then, when you were a little kid, your favorite person could have been Doink the Clown. Could have been the Brooklyn Brawler, right? I know for me, before I was aware of The Rock, I also was a huge fan for D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry, Sexual Chocolate, But my dad would always had this childlike response to me when we talked about wrestling, when he talked about this one wrestler. And this is why I wanted this to be short, sweet, and brief, but this is going on longer than it needs to because this is just personal to me. So I'm sorry if y'all already checked out, but thank you to those that are listening. My dad would always get super excited about Kamala, the Ugandan giant. My dad would literally, the way I was fanboying about The Rock, he would talk about Kamala being this big monster of a wrestler that would come out with this mask and scare the crap out of people. He was bigger than the average man, and he just was animalistic, and that's what made him who he was. He had like a manager that was like his caretaker to watch over him, the same way we had Estrada for Umaga, rest in paradise, my boy. It's the same concept that we have with Kamala. So we have the pulls, right? We have the free pulls that you get each week in certain tours. So I did my Dom tour, and I did a pull, and it was a single pull, absolutely free for free 99. And lo and behold, I'm watching it as it goes to like silver stars. So I'm waiting for it to stop at 5. It goes to 6, and then lo and behold, we pulled the Ugandan giant Kamala. Rest in paradise, my boy. As soon as I saw this happen, I took a screenshot. Shout out to my faction fam, New Era Click now. But mad love to the broskies and siskies from NWO Broken Skulls. But I shared this in the chat, and it was off a single pull. And as I looked at the screenshot, though, all I could think about was my dad. Now my dad is still among the living. Like, let's not get that twisted. But certain characters bring up certain moments in time. And when I saw this guy, it's not The Rock. You know, this isn't Jacob Fatu. You know, this isn't a new Vader. All right. Yeah. This is Kamala. This is my dad's favorite wrestler. And that means more to me than anything. My mom didn't watch wrestling like that, but she got into The Rock because I love The Rock. She spoke on Dusty Rhodes, and you know, my dad was the guy that put me on to Ric Flair before I went to see the matches and who the character was. But Kamala was always his go-to. He would straight up say, man, if Kamala was in there today, he'd tear them boys down. And it's the thing of, while going back and seeing it, he served a purpose. Just like you had the great Khali, you know, he was a guy that served a role during that time. And though he never held a belt, as far as I recall, he stood the test of time that they would bring him back for gimmicks. They would bring him back, you know, to show respect to the man. And so for me to pull this guy and to get it and to know, realize as soon as I saw him, I thought of my dad. I thought, that meant a lot to me. And I wanted to share it with you because that's what he would talk about. He would say, this dude come out with this mask on. He would have 2 stars on his chest and a yellow crescent moon on his stomach, and he would smack his belly, and lo and behold, that is exactly what he did. And to know how good he is, you know, I didn't even think about it. 150% gem damage strap, and I did move damage. I'm running the triple blue. I don't need the 3rd blue, but his entourage is already set. That had to be locked in, so I can't wait to see what goodness I can get into with this. He has the hot tag option on there with the mechanic. I already maxed out the talent up. Literally, all I did was take up Devon Dudley to 6-star gold. Took Devon Dudley up to 6-star gold, and I worked Braun Strowman up from 5-star bronze to 6-star gold. So those were my power moves right there. It wasn't really exciting. I did a couple fuses too, but to pick up Kamala, that's what it's all about. And you know what? This video is the time that it's needed. So I do apologize to those who thought this was going to be less than 5 minutes. But when it comes to moments like this is another thing that shows the beauty of the game and the beauty of the community. You know, when you pull somebody good, people are always happy to help you out. And even if we get the redundant are they good or not? You know, you still get to be a part of somebody's life. But, you know, this is one of those moments where, once again, it's a pivotal moment for me because it's a sentimental value. You know, that's it. Like, you know, that's someone that, you know, my hero, my dad, you said, loved this guy. It don't matter if someone else looked at him as a joke or whatnot. We pick the hills we die on, you know. And my dad loved him. And for me to get him off a free pull means the world to me because it's like I did a pull with my dad. The only thing that would have made this better is if I had done it and my dad was right next to me. But this video's for you, Dad. This is the video's for you. You know, let's just talk about that in the comments below. Has there ever been a very sentimental pull that you've gotten? Not just, oh my God, turn one killer, two click killer, one click killer, a universal entourage ability for the whole team, but like someone you picked up and, you know, you have a moment. You go back in time. You take a step into the time machine and it takes you back to that exact moment. Because when I saw this, when he pulled up, I literally, like, he wasn't on my radar. I didn't go hunting for Kamala when he came out. None of that. But to get a free pull off the game's strength, you know, they didn't have to put that free loot coin in there. But it worked out the way it worked out. And I picked up my dad's favorite wrestler, Kamala the Ugandan Giant. It don't get no better than that. That is, like, we're touched by God already. But if that isn't a subtle gesture to let him know, like to let you know, like, yo, hey, yo, I'm here for you, son. You know, that's fire to me. So this was a video that went longer than it needed, but it was necessary. And, you know, this was for you, Dad. This is for you. I truly, like, literally seeing him do the annex, the belly smack. It's just, I'm with it. I'm going to take him the 6-star gold. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm going to take him the 6-star gold one day. It's inevitable, right? But until then, you know, I already did my talent up. I'm going to be on cooldown mode, maxed everything out. He is going to go up, though. We are going to start working on him to get him in that direction of 6-star gold. So we'll see how things play out. But nonetheless, I'm thankful for y'all spending this time with me. And again, what's the most sentimental pull that you ever gotten? You know, it could be like the memory of somebody that you watch wrestling with, someone who's a part of your life, someone who's moved on and returned back to the kingdom of heaven, or maybe it's like a moment in time with your friends, you know, a loved one. Even a moment with some strangers that, like, you know, just watching a cool pay-per-view or catching a moment and being like, hey, and you pulled a superstar that brought back all those memories. Let's chop it up in the comments below. But with that being said, y'all, man, we made it happen, man. We got my boy Kamala. This is like, man, that didn't see it coming. 6-star silver at that. I'll greatly take that for free 99. So with that being said, hey, yo, hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last. Champions do. Mad love and respect to each and every single one of you, my beloved champions fam. Like the video, share the video. And if you haven't already, but you rock with what you're listening into, and again, thank you for being patient with me. I get it if people already checked out, but to those who watching until the end, thank you. It means the world to me. If you rock with what you're listening to and you like what you see and you look forward to more, do yourselves a favor by making sure to drop a people's elbow on the subscribe button, as well as hit a razor's edge on the bell icon to receive all future notifications from yours truly, the one and only bad guy, a WWE champion, Zeke 4-0, the most electrifying content creator in WWE Champions Entertainment. I love you all. I respect you all. I'm praying for you all tenfold. Let the good times roll. And just let this be known. Doesn't matter where you're coming from. Doesn't matter what you're going through. And you know what? Doesn't matter where you're headed. Because at the end of the day, in my eyes and from the bottom of my heart, you always and forever will be a champion. So thank you all for this moment of sharing this with you. Pulling my pop's favorite wrestler, Kamala, the Ugandan Giant, off a single pull for free 99. Thank you, Scope Lee. Y'all made my day. You made my roster all the more better. 570 superstars now. Got it that time on the last time. But until next time, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Continue to strive, continue to thrive, continue to succeed, continue to achieve. And until next time, y'all, be blessed. Stay tuned.